reading up to delimiters and understanding tokens. So let me actually tackle the tokens part first, because that one's frankly easy. A token is how many individual words are in a line that are separated by either a space, a new line, or there's carriage returns, so you do have that \R. So when I talk about the actual file here, there's going to be 4 tokens in here. And by the way, the last token does include other strings. It does not have to be alphabetical or alphanumeric. You know, this one, having the exclamation points at the end, that does count. Midterm on this last line counts as 1 token as it has other items attached to it. It's not just about the word itself. It's about the text that is all put together and again separated by spaces or new lines. So I have 4 on that one and 6 on the other one. Now I bring that up because in our example program that we're going to end up doing here, I have a very interesting, file that I'm about to read from. But I got to break it down design-wise. We got to talk about that first. So what I really want to have here is I want to end up having a last name, which is going to grab Battle and Lupoli, a first name, which is going to grab Antonio and Professor, and then address, which is going to have a heck of a lot of tokens in it. Even last name might have tokens in it. First name too, but still, let's go with my example here. But the address is going to have a lot of tokens because, that's how an address is. Now, they knew that. So that's why they put this strange delimiter in the file to let you know that, hey, wait a minute. Once I hit this, that is the end of this next segment of data. And I get to use that to my advantage because I still have one more item. It's one more token after I get the address. So how do I use this to my advantage? So bear with me here. The code's easy, so that's getLine before, but getLine by default will grab the entire line, and I don't want that. I still want individual items of last name, first name, address, and telephone number. So I'm going to do that, real easy. First line's pretty easy. You know I'm going to grab the last name, so that's being circled with Battle. Then I'm going to get the first name because they're 2 distinct tokens. We're good so far. Address is going to be the next issue. That's a lot of tokens. If I want to grab a lot of tokens, I'm going to use getLine. But I can also tell getLine, hey, I want you to stop and then ignore if you get to a semicolon in this, or colon, sorry, in this particular example. So it's going to read that 800 Poor Street and put it into the variable address, or get address to be specific, so we can do something, whatever we want to do with it. But it is going to read all the way up to that colon and then place it into get address. Now, I'm not done yet because I still have that 1900 program yet, and that's where that last in file of get phone is going to do, is grab that last part of the information and go from there. You're going to see this a lot in Excel files or something of that nature where they're going to use a special character set to denote, hey, this is where this next column ends. The data column ends here. We're going to use that to our advantage. And this happens in some applications, so that's why I brought it in here. But I wanted to also introduce that delimiter can be different than \n. And if our data gets a little bit more interesting, how do we break it up? We break it up with another delimiter. Or if you're creating your own application, you're welcome to put in your own delimiters as well. Might make it easier on you in the long run.